Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome to the last day of 2018. This is just a quick video that I thought I'd make before we go into 2019. Just a quick highlights video of what happened or what came out in this year, so yeah. This is going to be very rushed and very quick. This is nothing too special, it's just me talking about things that, happened or things that came out this year. And, yeah, this is just going to be like a normal podcast video, like most of my movie reviews. There will be no visuals in the background or anything like that. This is just going to be just a podcast video, so, yeah. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get into this. So, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, it still came out, and we have another movie in the Jurassic World franchise, or Jurassic Park franchise, sorry. So, yeah, that's somewhat cool, I guess. Again, I really don't like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. In fact, ever since my review, I slowly kind of hated it more and more and more. However, YouTube user Shinobi03 informed me of a lot of things in that movie that I kind of overlooked, and it kind of makes sense. Like, I understand things a lot more in that movie than I did before, but at the same time, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, I mean, yeah, I learned a lot, and some things made more sense, but I still just really don't like this movie. But that's just me. Jurassic World Evolution was a great game. It actually might be my favorite game of this year. Either that or Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, to be fair, Smash Bros. Ultimate, I really don't like the story mode. Well, we'll talk about Smash Bros. Ultimate later on. But, yeah, Jurassic World Evolution, great game. It's $50 or $60, a normal price for a video game. But, again, it's well worth it. It's a great game, so, yeah. The 25th anniversary of Jurassic Park was this year as well. And basically we got a lot of things. We got a lot of merchandising, we got, a lot of live events that happened at Universal Studios and whatnot. In fact, Jurassic Park was released in the theaters for 3 days sometime in September of this year. And seeing Jurassic Park on the big screen is great, Sure, you could just take a DVD and just play it on your TV or whatever, but actually seeing it in a movie theater is a totally different thing. It's just such a great experience, but yeah. I hope it gets re-released again because, again, that was great, but yeah. With all the Jurassic Park stuff out of the way. Oh! One more thing I forgot. Mattel did a great job of showing us what they could do with their Jurassic World line. We got the Legacy Collection, which I absolutely love. A lot of the other figures look great. There are some figures I don't like, though, and with Mattel, there are a lot of, mishaps and a lot of, mistakes on their figures. I saw one online where, one of the copies with the Legacy human figures didn't have a leg, and there are a lot of paint blemishes and whatnot. But at the end of the day, these are still great figures. They're not Kenner great, but they're still a step up from Hasbro, so I can appreciate that. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the Godzilla stuff. We got 2 new trailers for Godzilla 2. And by the way, I know it's called Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I'm not calling it that because we already have a movie called that, which is the original movie. So, yeah. They could have called it something like Godzilla 2. That's as simple as that, or something clever. Just not, something we already got. But that's just me. I have faith in this movie. With Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, when we saw the trailers for that movie, there are some things that I didn't necessarily like. I mean, well, not like, but there were things that I was skeptical about. I'm not the biggest fan of that. But with this movie, it looks like it's going to be great. I can't wait to see it. I think the remix of the original Godzilla theme in this movie sounds absolutely great. I can't wait to get this movie soundtrack. Actually, speaking of Godzilla 2, we already have what the SH Monster Arts figures are going to look like, and they look good. Just like with a lot of, other SH Monster Arts figures, I feel like there are going to be a lot of paint defects, but yeah, King Ghidorah looks great, but I feel like he's going to be really expensive because he looks really big. Actually, a lot of these figures look really big besides Godzilla, but that's just me. So yeah, Godzilla 2 trailers, I have faith in this movie. Everything about this movie looks great. If there's one minor thing I dislike, it's that in the second trailer, Godzilla runs towards King Ghidorah, and to me, he moves a little bit too fast. It's not anything that it's worth, like, oh, this is going to be a bad movie. It's just minor thing that I do not like, but the rest of the trailers look great, and I can't wait to see this movie. And, yeah, I just have a lot of faith in this movie, but, yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. The Godzilla Monster Planet series is finally over, thank God. I haven't seen any of the sequels, but from what I can tell, I hear that they're both trash. So, yeah, the first movie was trash and I really didn't like it, and to be honest, I don't plan on watching its sequels. So, yeah, thank God they're over. Now for all the Transformers news and whatnot. Transformers the 1986 movie was re-released in the theaters for one night only. I unfortunately didn't get to see it, because it was a school night and it started at 7. And I actually have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready for school. So, yeah. I'm not staying up for that. If it was something like Jurassic Park, I totally would. Or like Godzilla. Like, that's what I did with Shin Godzilla. It was like a school night, but at the same time I still stayed up as late as I could just to see Shin Godzilla. And that was a great movie. However, I did see it that day as well on my TV, which... it's not the same as watching on the big screen, but at the same time, yeah. The movie itself, I don't love it as much as I used to, but it's still a great movie, and it's still a lot better than any of the Michael Bay movies. So, yeah. Also, Transformers Bumblebee. I didn't see that yet, but apparently this is supposedly the best Transformers film in the franchise. Like, out of the Michael Bay movies. And I can believe that, and I actually really want to see it. As of recording this, I haven't seen it yet, so I couldn't give you my thoughts, but to be fair, I actually really do want to see this movie, so yeah. Anyway, that's it for that. Sonic Mania Plus, the new DLC for Sonic Mania, came out this year, and it was great. We finally got the return of Mighty and Ray, two characters who I genuinely didn't think would return. Now, this is kind of a funny story, but when Sonic Mania first came out back in 2017, the day before it came out, I was going to make a video, I don't know how to describe it. It would have just been me holding a bunch of Sega Genesis games, and it would have just be, just me, rambling like an idiot, okay, Sonic 1, friggin' great, and I was going to swear and whatnot, and I kind of stopped because, this is kind of stupid. But something that still kind of bothers me was, I was going to make a joke in that video. I don't remember, my exact words, but I said something like, this game is basically going to be Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic CD, and you know what? Throwing in a little Mean Bean Machine in there. And in case you don't know, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine was a Genesis game that was basically Puyo Puyo, but with, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog characters. But, yeah. I was going to make it, that joke, but then when I got the game, and I got to the boss in Chemical Plant Zone, the boss was Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I was, the first thing that came into my mind was just, wow, I'm a dumbass. Wow, I suck. But, yeah, so, that's something that I still kind of think about, man, I could have predicted that, but, yep, just made an ass out of myself, but, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Smash Bros. Ultimate, something that I was kind of talking about before. It's a great game. I love Smash Bros. Ultimate. The thing that I love the most about this game, 72 characters, that's great. Over 100 stages, that's great. After 20 years of Smash Bros. Games, King K. Rool is finally in one of them. And I gotta say, King K. Rool is now my main. I love King K. Rool. I love the character. I've wanted him in a Smash Bros. Game since 2016, and I was really upset that he basically lost the Smash ballot. But now that he's an Ultimate, it's incredible. I love King K. Rool. He is my second favorite villain of all time, my first being Aku from Samurai Jack, but yeah, bottom line, I'm just so happy and just so ecstatic that he's finally in a Smash Bros. Game. However, there are two things that I really don't like. Some of the voice acting in the game is kind of annoying. I really dislike Roger Craig Smith as Sonic. My favorite voice actor for Sonic would be Ryan Drummond, but I just really hate Roger. I could listen to him, I don't hate him as much as other people in terms of his role of Sonic, but I just still really don't like it. It would have been great if, Sonic was mute in this game, because it seems that Sega doesn't know a good voice actor, but... Oh, hold on. Nope. Alright, sorry. I thought I had to sneeze there, but, I didn't, so, yeah. Bottom line, I do not like Roger. He is, not my favorite Sonic voice actor. In fact, he's my least favorite out of all of them, including Schoolhouse Sonic, but, yeah. So, yeah, that's one reason why, Smash Brothers Ultimate, just one minor nitpick I have. It's still a great game, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's a horrible game because of the voice acting. I genuinely think it's a great game. But, yeah. Other than the voice acting, I guess the other thing I really don't like is the adventure mode. And that's not really a nitpick, that's just a genuine, oh, this is actually kind of awful. Because I think, the best, story mode we've gotten in a Smash Brothers game was Melee. And in Melee, it was just simple. It's just the character you playing as going through the different worlds of all these different characters. Subspace Emissary was great, too. The cinematics were great, but, the story was just a little bit too complex. And this story, it's not complex, but it's just monotonous. There are some things that I do like about the story mode. Spoiler alert, you do play as Master Hand at one point, which is absolutely incredible, but other than that, yeah, the story mode is trash, and I would not play through it again, but that's just me. Alright, so this isn't necessarily a highlight. In fact, this is actually a pretty bad thing. But around December, this month or November, we got a movie poster for the new Sonic movie coming out. And I gotta say, it looks awful. A lot of people would say, oh, it's awful. If you go on any other video, they'd tell you the same thing. It looks horrible. This movie, listen, I want to see the trailer to this movie, just out of curiosity. I don't want to see this movie whatsoever. This movie looks like trash. But I just want to see the trailer. If I could just see the trailer, that'd be enough for me. Just, oh god, this is going to be a train wreck. And, yeah. A Sonic movie I feel like could work if it wasn't live action. Because Sonic is one of those characters where it's kind of hard to throw him in the real world. 06 kind of did that, but that game failed horribly. But yeah, I feel like Sonic is more a cartoon character. If it was an animated movie, if something if Pixar did something like that, or I don't know, DreamWorks or whatever, I feel then that would be a lot better. Or hell, even Illumination, as garbage as those movies are, I feel like they could do something a lot better than the Sonic movie that we're getting. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's trash. I'm not going to see it. However, I really want to see a trailer because this movie's going to bomb. This movie is going to be watching a train wreck in slow motion. Just watching everybody die in such horrific ways in slow motion. This movie's going to be a mess, and I can't wait for it. But, yeah. Now that all that's out of the way, these are just some miscellaneous things that I really liked this year. Deadpool 2. I'm not the biggest fan of Deadpool, the character, I feel like Ryan Reynolds is the definitive Deadpool, but that's mainly because Ryan Reynolds is just Ryan Reynolds dressed up as Deadpool. And, yeah, Ryan Reynolds makes a lot of things great. In fact, Detective Pikachu... Alright, that's just weird. Alright, really quick... I don't know why they got Ryan Reynolds to play Pikachu. I think it should have been Danny DeVito, but that's just me. No, actually, going back to the Sonic movie thing, I have more faith in the Detective Pikachu movie than I do with the Sonic movie, because that movie, it looks like it's trying to show respect to Pokemon. They're making them realistic, but they're not, completely ruining the design. With the Sonic movie, yeah, it looks like trash. Even Sega's upset about that. Even, they didn't, officially announce that, but, you could tell that, Sega is just, oh, God, what have we done? But, yeah, but going back to Deadpool 2, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Really funny. I actually like it a bit more than the first movie, but that's just me. If you want to crucify me, go right ahead, but, yeah. again, Detective Pikachu is a thing. I'd see it. I'd wait until it comes out on DVD, but I'd see it. But, yeah. Ready Player One came out, and to be honest, the movie itself wasn't great. It wasn't perfect or anything like that. In fact, the story was just kind of meh. But the only reason why I wanted to see it was because it had so many pop cultural references in it. You have like so many different video game characters and so many movie characters and comic book characters. It's crazy. Like, I think over 100, I think. Probably 300. But you got like Sonic, you got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Battletoads, which is an old game, and those, those characters are forgotten. And in case you don't know, they're kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but not. To be honest, I don't know, what Battletoads are, like, entirely, but, yeah. Rexy, I shouldn't be calling her Rexy. Her name is Roberta, the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. I've been calling her Rexy this whole time, but I need to get used to calling her Roberta, because that is her official name, I guess, but yeah, anyway, Roberta was in the movie, and that was pretty cool. We had Kong, we had Mechagodzilla, but no Godzilla. Still, it was really cool to see Mechagodzilla, and it wasn't like the original it was kind of like the 74 version, but it was like a mix between the 74 Mechagodzilla and Godzilla 2014, which looked great. I think I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this. I think the Shining part of the movie was great. But, yeah, all these different pop culture references in this movie, I think that was great. The story, again, it wasn't, meh. I wouldn't see it again, but, yeah, so many different characters from so many, like, movies and video games and comic books, and it's really cool, and that's something I can appreciate. That's actually one of the reasons why I like Wreck-It Ralph so much. Not so much because of, the story itself, but, like, trying to, like, look in the background for all these different characters that you can see that are from different movies and whatnot, or video games in Wreck-It Ralph's case, but yeah. Though, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Wreck-It Ralph either, but that's just me. Actually, this game isn't new. In fact, this game has been out since, I believe, 2012. But there's a game that I've been playing, or I used to play a lot earlier on this year, called The Isle, which is basically a dinosaur survival game. Where basically, all you do is just, you pick a dinosaur, and then you be that dinosaur. It's great. I love The Isle. Granted, my computer wasn't strong enough to, play the actual game. I had to set all of my graphics to low. Which, yeah, it was great. I love The Isle. In fact, like, not in terms of, like, new games, but in terms of, like, games I've played, The Isle is definitely up there. But around April or so, I think it was, like, April or March, there's an update that added a lot of things. But the thing is, that update made it so that, my computer is no longer strong enough for The Isle, and I was really upset. And to be honest, I still really miss that game a lot today, but yeah. Bottom line, The Isle is great. My go-to dinosaur was the Carnotaurus, because I've said this before in plenty of videos, but basically, the Carnotaurus is my spirit animal. I absolutely love the Carnotaurus, and my favorite, like, the Carnotaurus model in that game was perfect. I loved it so much, it was just great. It's just that, they decided to change it, which really made me upset. The new design isn't terrible, but at the same time, it's not great either. I prefer the original design, a lot more, but, whatever. But, yeah. Lastly, I'd like to talk about a new game came out called Mesozoica, which is basically Jurassic World Evolution, but it's kind of like still in progress. You can buy it on Steam for, I believe, $20. I'm not 100% sure, but you can buy it for that much. And it's a lot like Jurassic World Evolution, except you can do a lot more. You can be a lot more creative. But the thing that I think is, like, really interesting about that game is, I'm sorry, I thought I had to sneeze again. I don't know what's going on with me today, but yeah, like, one thing that I think is really unique and really interesting about this game is that you can play as the dinosaurs. So not only can you build, like, a theme park, but you could, like, play as the dinosaurs. And I think a lot of, like, park builder games like that should include that. I mean, the dinosaur controls are kind of, some of them move way too slow, but yeah, you can play as the dinosaurs. It's kind of like a side thing you can do, which is great. But yeah, bottom line, stutters. Mesozoica is a great game. My computer is unfortunately not strong enough to run it. My computer can run Jurassic World Evolution alright, it's just very laggy. It's still, like, playable, though, but it's still pretty laggy, but, yeah. Mesozoica, I think, is a great game, and I always thought of it as this, like, kind of like appetizer before the main course, which is Jurassic World Evolution, but that's just me. And that's pretty much all of my highlights I've got here on my list. If I miss anything, please let me know, but, yeah. What does 2019 hold for us? Well, next year, 2019, is going to be the 65th anniversary of the Godzilla franchise, which is going to be great. 2018 was the 25th anniversary of Jurassic Park, so next year is going to be the 65th anniversary of Godzilla, and I cannot wait for that. We have Godzilla 2 coming out. Again, I'm not calling it Godzilla King of the Monsters because we already have the original movie, which is called that, or the original American movie, sorry. So, yeah, Godzilla 2, I have a lot of faith. It looks great. The Transformers franchise will be 35, which is kind of crazy. It actually feels kind of crazy, the fact that, you know, the 30th anniversary was 5 years ago, but, or not too crazy, but, yeah. We have more Jurassic World figures coming. Something that I really liked was that even though Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, all the hype for that movie is kind of dead, they are still going to try to push out, like, you know, like, well, not just, like, figures and whatnot, but they're still going to push out, like, you know, like, different things, like, pertaining to both kids and adults, and I really like that, so, yeah, I'm actually really excited for that. And, unfortunately, the Sonic movie is coming next year, and, yeah, I said this before, but it's gonna be trash, so, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that is it for today. That's pretty much it for my highlight video. Again, if I missed out on anything, please let me know in the comments below, but anyway, excuse me, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week. I will see you next year, and something I'd like to end off on, this video is in memory of my cockatiel, Mally, who passed away March 25th of this year. So, yeah. Alright. Peace. Zack out.